Ever wondered how one family's fortune could grow so vast it rivaled the US Treasury, only to almost entirely disappear? Join us as we journey through the incredible rise and fall of the Vanderbilt family, a story that begins with humble beginnings and ends with a cautionary tale of wealth and excess. Our journey begins in 1810 with a young Cornelius Vanderbilt, famously known as the Commodore. The nickname Commodore was earned due to his dominant presence and leadership in the shipping industry, much like a naval commander. Born into a modest family, he had limited formal education and left school at age 11. Despite this, he possessed an innate understanding of commerce and logistics, coupled with a tireless work ethic. At just 16, Cornelius borrowed $100 from his mother to start a ferry business on Staten Island. This was a significant amount of money at the time, and it didn't come easily. Cornelius's parents were hard-working, but far from affluent. His father, Cornelius Sr., was a farmer and boatman who ran a modest ferry service, while his mother, Phoebe Hann Vanderbilt, managed the household. Despite their limited means, the Vanderbilts believed in Cornelius's potential and were willing to invest in his future. This modest beginning, rooted in a working-class family, would soon evolve into a massive transportation empire that would change the face of America. Cornelius Vanderbilt had a remarkable knack for business. He began with a modest ferry service, using the $100 he borrowed from his mother to purchase a periauger and operate a ferry between Staten Island and Manhattan. Recognizing the potential of steamboats, which represented the cutting edge of transportation technology in the early 19th century, Vanderbilt expanded his operations to include steamboat services on major rivers and coastal routes. By offering lower fares and faster services than his competitors, he quickly captured a significant market share. His aggressive tactics, such as undercutting competitors and reinvesting profits into expanding his fleet, paid off handsomely. By the 1840s, he had become one of the leading figures in the steamboat industry. Vanderbilt's shift from steamboats to railroads in the 1860s marked a pivotal moment in his career. Sensing that the future of transportation lay in rail travel, he sold his steamboat interests and invested heavily in railroads. He systematically acquired and consolidated several smaller rail lines, creating the New York Central Railroad. His strategic acquisitions and management style turned the New York Central into a powerhouse, with tracks stretching from New York to Chicago, effectively giving him a virtual monopoly on rail service in and out of New York City. By the time he passed away in 1877, Vanderbilt had amassed a fortune of $100 million, equivalent to more than $2.5 billion today. At that time, his wealth was greater than the US Treasury's reserves, a testament to his unparalleled success. His legacy included not only a vast transportation network, but also a business model characterized by ruthless efficiency and a relentless drive for innovation and growth. This combination of foresight, risk-taking, and strategic investments set Vanderbilt apart from his contemporaries and allowed him to build a business empire where others could not. Cornelius once imparted a piece of wisdom to his son, William Henry "Billy" Vanderbilt. Any fool can make a fortune. It takes a man of brains to hold on to it. Billy took this advice to heart. Inheriting the family's 87% stake in New York Central, Billy Vanderbilt doubled the family fortune to over $200 million, approximately $5 billion today. He continued his father's legacy, expanding the railroad empire and investing wisely. However, when Billy died in 1885, he divided the family fortune between his two sons, Cornelius Vanderbilt II and William Kissam Vanderbilt. This division marked the beginning of a decline in family interest in the railroad business and an increase in extravagant spending. Cornelius II inherited the majority share and continued to grow the railroad business, but also indulged in building grand estates and lavish parties. The Gilded Age brought a life of luxury and endless parties for the Vanderbilts. They owned magnificent mansions like the Breakers in Newport, Rhode Island, and multiple opulent estates on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Cornelius Vanderbilt II's mansion, completed in 1883, was the largest private residence ever built in New York City. The family's art collection was legendary, featuring masterpieces by old masters and modern artists alike. Despite their extravagance, the Vanderbilts were also known for their philanthropy. William Kissam Vanderbilt, for instance, donated millions to build tenement houses in New York City and supported institutions such as Columbia University, the YMCA, the Vanderbilt Clinic, and Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. However, the third generation marked the end of the fortune's growth. William Kissam's spending left his estate worth about the same as when he inherited it. Among the fourth generation, Reggie Vanderbilt was known as a gambler and playboy, while his brother Neely spent vast sums to maintain a high society lifestyle. Reggie's daughter, Gloria Vanderbilt, would later become a famous socialite, fashion designer, and artist. As the family's wealth dispersed among more descendants, the New York Central Railroad faced tough times. By the late 1920s, competition from trucks, barges, planes, and buses began to erode its business. The Great Depression further strained the company, leading to financial difficulties. In 1968, the New York Central Railroad merged with the struggling Pennsylvania Railroad, forming the Penn Central Transportation Company. However, the combined company declared bankruptcy by 1970, marking the largest corporate bankruptcy in U.S. history at that time. Fast forward to today, and you might recognize Anderson Cooper, a sixth-generation Vanderbilt. Cooper, a renowned journalist and TV personality, once said, "My mum made it clear there's no trust fund." Indeed, by 1947, all the Vanderbilt mansions in New York City were gone. The gates from one mansion now stand at the entrance to a conservatory garden in Central Park, a silent evidence of the family's former grandeur. Although the Vanderbilt family might not make Forbes' richest families list today, their legacy lives on in various forms. Vanderbilt University in Nashville, named in honor of Cornelius Vanderbilt, stands as a proof to his philanthropy and commitment to education. Vanderbilt Avenue in New York and numerous other landmarks also bear the family name, preserving their historic influence. From a $100 loan to one of the greatest fortunes in American history, the story of the Vanderbilts is a fascinating tale of ambition, extravagance, and the fleeting nature of wealth. It's a reminder that even the most formidable empires can crumble, and that the true legacy of a family lies not in their wealth, but in their impact on the world. Subscribe to Truth Revealed to stay intrigued and informed.